You're such an asshole.
The young man writes, I would like a video request, keep me anonymous. I love it how his name is just common. Oh, don't tell anyone my name. I would like to say Bob writes, but I can't. Because you want me to keep you anonymous, even though you have a very common fucking name and no one's gonna know who you are. Another video request for the benefit of the Western Collective. What is the captain's opinion on the pragmatic usefulness of the type of advice dispensed by YouTubers like Prepper, Princess, and similar? And so he sent me a link to this thought. She's a thought. This is a thought. Government shutdown and possible food stamp crisis. And I was like going to give it a little, preppers, you know, kind of on the same side. And she was talking about the government shutdown. I'm not going to link to the video. I'm like, oh, this will be interesting. You know, okay, I'm prepping. I have my own philosophies. I've prepped. I have my contingency plan. I got all my stocks and wares ready to go. So but I'm always curious about it. And it shows you how if you're cute, your IQ is inversely related. It's just... So she's going to tell us about subsidies and the shutdown. And oh my God, what's going to happen with the government shutdown? And so she was focusing on two main things. One was the agricultural subsidies, and then food prices are going to skyrocket. They're going to skyrocket. Oh my God, this chicken that costs $5 rotisserie and everything, that's going to be $50. And that you don't realize how much we're subsidized by. And then she talks about food stamps, which actually could be cut. I think. Well, I'll get to that later. I don't think that's going to happen because when they say essential services, what they mean, what's very essential is paying all the parasites in the country some bread in addition to the circuses so they don't go and riot. Right? So we won't pay our armed forces. Hell no, we won't pay them. We'll pay Congress and we'll pay the parasites. Everybody gets their Social Security check and their welfare check. I'm pretty sure that they'll fund food stamps, but we won't pay the workers of society. So. And my opinion, like, my expectations of the more I was listening. So she's like, oh my God, these subsidies? And she couldn't even pronounce it. She's talking about subsidies. There are lots of subsidies and housing and rent and food. But her focus was on agriculture. She couldn't even pronounce subsidies. And then she says, if you don't know what a subsidy is, I'm like, whoa. Is everybody in your audience from Wyoming going to the West Walmart of Casper, Wyoming? There's the East Walmart of Casper, Wyoming, and that's where some of the normal people go. Then you know where the people of Walmart, like, that's not the people of Walmart. I go to Walmart, my Walmart's fine. They don't look like that. Yeah, go to the East Walmart in Casper, Wyoming, and then you go to see the who dang diggly do dang diggly doos. And I think that's the scales. They all alone, right? What are you going to do post-apocalyptic without your rascals? That's the... So she's explaining what subsidies are. I'm like, what? You're going to speculate on economics when you don't know what a subsidy is. So I cut through the chase to answer your question and your concern about, what is the captain's opinion on government shutdown and the potential realistic fallout it could lead to. Hopefully it's another difficult question. It's not. It's you got to deprogram, correct people, build up, start anew. So to cut through the chase, I looked up what is the agricultural industry? What is the agricultural economic output of the United States? And it's $1 trillion a year. 980 billion in 2015. I'm going to assume we've crossed the $1 trillion mark. So it's $1 trillion a year. And I'm like, okay, well, for subsidies to really affect that, it's going to have to be huge. As I think the defense budget's $700 billion. It's not even $1 trillion. And I'm like, we don't spend that much on subsidies. So I looked it up, and the United States spends, are you ready? $20 billion on subsidies. Now, I know math may not be everybody's strong suit, but 20 billion out of 1 trillion is 2%. I think I did that right. Did I do that right? 20. The zeros, yes, 2%. And assuming linear price elasticity, sorry if I'm talking over the who dang digglies heads, assuming linear price elasticity, that would mean if the government subsidies don't make it to the farmers, you could expect about 2% overall price to increase. Now, do wheat farmers get more and bread will go up by 20 and then okay, sure. But because it's only 2%, I'm not terribly worried about the price of food skyrocketing. Right? I'm not terribly worried about that. Then when she goes into food stamps and rent, I'm like, who's your audience? Like, oh, you won't get rental assistance, you won't get food stamps. And to answer your question from a philosophical perspective, what's going to happen if you don't get food stamps or you don't get your rental subsidies? I don't care. I don't care about the parasites of society. I really don't care. Now, I will admit that in my book, Enjoy the Decline, I said, look, there's a thing called pillage. Go ahead and take advantage of it. The government's going to offer these services. But if you're a prepper, I would presume one of the things that you're most, if not the most important thing, the ultimate importance to you would be independence. That you're not reliant on. The whole idea is, okay, I'm prepping, the economy collapses, a natural disaster strikes, something, is that you are independent of any help, government or not. So I found it interesting that this is a prepping philosophy, a prepping question, but it's like, oh my God, you might get your government checks cut down. Who dang? So, from my perspective, as if you are a real prepper, and I understand if you're taking the government cheese just because you can, but if you're dependent on the government aid, on a government check just to get by, you are not going to make it as a prepper. You're just not. It's like, I'm a communist, but I'm going to start a company. It's almost a mutually exclusive philosophy. So, in general economic expectations, I'm not worried about. We've been through so many government shutdowns. You have your essential services. I like government shutdowns. My only problem is that we end up doing back pay for furloughed government workers. Like, no, you should. The only people who should be getting paid to be the military, right, or the FBI and other vital services, people that actually do work. But HUD employees, no. Your standard government employees, no. You guys can enjoy suffering, getting laid off, and suffering the whims of the economy like private sector workers. It'll make you appreciate having a job. It'll make you diversify your skills and your income stream. I love it how, like, I'm a government worker, so now I don't have to worry about anything else. Oh my God, we got furloughed for 2 weeks. Ah, shut up, you spoiled brat. So I am not worried about the economic ramifications of the shutdown. The other thing is, the government still blows all the money. I mean, you're maybe going to save 2 to 3%. Everyone's still going to get their government checks. You're still going to get your gimme-dats. Don't worry, who dang digglies, do dang diggly do dang diggly danglies. You're still going to get your government check. I'm going to go down to the hotel bar, get real nice, have myself a chicken dinner over there in Casper. Going to town, Ma. Don't you worry none. Government gonna go and pay for that other kid along the way. Now, don't you be drinking the hard stuff. That alcohol ain't good for the kid. You can have some beer and some wine, but none of your Jack Daniels. You understand me? We're from fucking Bar None, goddammit. We're a Bar None family. Look it up. Bar None. Woo. Barnunn, Wyoming. It's a suburb of Casper. Woo! There's a lot of tetanus out there. Yeah, so I would have to listen to a lot of this gal's videos to see what she knows about. Maybe she's really good on the prepping, like the chemistry. Hey, you need iodine pills in the water. You should have bleach. Maybe she's good on that. But her strength is not economics. Okay. Subsidy. Where the government give you money to help you do more what it is that you doing, like spitting out kids. That what it do. She doesn't have a southern accent. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about if anything, it'll help balance the budget a little bit. And you'll see in government shutdowns just how unnecessary the government is. All these social programs and all the, it's not that, it's still good. Hey, you know what? I went golfing 2 days ago. I hiked the Otter Creek Trail. Electricity's on, that's going. The government isn't the economy. The people are the economy. The government just gets in the way. So if the government's out of the way, I mean, it's why the sky isn't falling, because the government isn't necessary. I would love it if we cut off welfare and WIC and TAMF and BAMF and BLIC and BLOOP and SPLOP and POOP, all those acronyms. But then you'd have riots. But yeah, no, don't worry. Don't worry about it. There's a chance there's this affects this, that affects this, that affects this, that, and you got economic crisis. But no, the subsidies, you know, where the government give you money because you ain't got none to help you buy rent you can't afford, to spit out more children you can't afford. Yeah, it's not going to have an effect. Don't worry about it. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.